This video is supported in part by Retro Days, a place for nostalgia nerds to gather, share memories, chat, and engage. Go to retrodays.com or check their YouTube channel linked below. Hey there, welcome back to Gen X Grown Up. I'm John, I am a Gen X Grown Up, and I want to thank you for clicking through to this video. The other day I posted a very short video showing that the great folks over at Super Impulse sent me a package including some of the latest 2020 new items in their miniature arcade collection. In that video, I ask of you, the viewers, if you tell me in the comments which of these units you'd like to first see reviewed right here on Gen X Grown Up. We heard from many of you, and folks like Ian, Tommy, and The Person told me they would really like to take a look at this Hello Kitty Loves Pac Man. Well, that's what we're gonna do right now.
Don't you know that you're a grown up? No games, no puns. Not allowed if you're a grown up.
Now, before I get started, if you're at all like me, when you first saw Hello Kitty Loves Pac Man as an arcade cabinet title you could pick up in this tiny arcade line, you were probably thinking, what the hell is this? That's certainly what I said to myself, so I did a little digging to find out exactly what's going on here. You may or may not know that Bandai Namco has a really nice mobile version of Pac Man. It's not the original Pac Man per se, it's kind of riffs on Pac Man with different mazes and different rules that gives you a longer form experience that you can play every day, you know, gaining tokens and unlocking stuff. You get the idea, it's a mobile app, right? Well, about 3 years ago, back in 2017, they released an unlockable package for that game that included Hello Kitty themed maps. And those were available for a limited time, and then poof, they went away. You couldn't get them anymore. And that could be the end of the story. But thanks to some licensing magic and some work from the people over at Super Impulse, we now have preserved that previously lost to the ages digital version of Pac Man in this little tiny arcade cabinet. What's it like to play? What's the quality? Well, that's the kind of stuff we're gonna find out. Well, hello there, Hello Kitty. How are you? I am fine. Really attractive packaging. Of course, the translucent all the way around, so you can really see the entirety of the unit. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it out of the box. All right, well, inside the box we have the unit, that notorious catalog of future stuff, and instructions, which we never need. All right. Beautiful side art. I mean, of course, the novelty here is that this isn't an arcade machine you have to duplicate, so you can really take all the creative license you want. I really like the enhancement to the kickplate coin door down here, where it actually has coin insert, these 25-cent slots. I think that's a nice addition. Like all the tiny arcades, you've got batteries included, you've got a keychain, which we know these are not going to fit on your keychain or in your pocket, but it's really just to kind of accentuate how small these are, and I get it. Let's quickly compare that to the existing line. Here's an old Pac Man. Yeah, it looks like the exact same mold, the same plastic. The layout looks just about identical, except this one's a lot more dusty because it's been on my shelf for a while. Same size screen. You can see the little joystick nub here has a little bit of a four-way restrictor plate baked right in, which it kind of should be for a Pac Man game, and a couple of red fire buttons. I'll say the presentation is pretty darn nice, but it's time to fire it up and find out what that game is like. Flip it on with this power switch on the back. Nice welcome screen. We have a lighted marquee up here. Nice. Oh, and some settings. Look at this. All right, so... All right, background music on or off. We want to hear it, of course. Sound effects on or off. We want to hear that. And volume. That's a nice addition to these. Now, I'm really pleased with that. I hope everything going forward on these has that. That's just to have a few settings, you know? Yeah, that's great. All right, so what, may push a button maybe? There we go. Oh, and we're playing already. This is kind of charming, and of course you have the benefit that you're not replicating an existing game, really. I mean, you have the mechanics of Pac Man, but it's actually reasonably paced. I would even say it's better than the real Pac Man in terms of playability. Just like the previous hardware, it does suffer from limited number of voices, which is okay. You know, having some variety in the maps for Pac Man, yeah, I don't think I can overstate how interesting it is to have this kind of reinterpretation. It kind of frees you a little bit. You play with the rules that you already know, and then you know how power pellets work, you know how ghosts turn blue when they flash and everything, and it just gives you some more stuff to play with. Oh, and here's the third level. These are creative. I mean, they're not new for this, as we know, but it's something that would have been lost to the world of mobile gaming if not for Super Impulse deciding, let's make a little game out of this and preserve these levels that had some charm. Controls are not ideal. I mean, it's as fast as it is, you wish you had a nice, bigger joystick, quite honestly. I find myself missing turns a bit. I mean, I'm not going for the high score or anything for the world record, so I can forgive it somewhat, but if you want to play it seriously, you're going to die some through no fault of your own, just because this little nub joystick is not ideal. You have these little dead ends, too, that could really lead to some problems if you weren't paying attention. Oh, death. I got the high score. Hooray me. Now, since I have this high score, let's find out if it actually persists a power cycle. So 26,425 is me. Power that off. And back on. Bring the sound way down here. And it does! And the high score even saves. All right. What a great added bonus for a little game like this. They didn't have to do, but man, okay. I think we know what we're working with here. What can I say? I like it. This is a riff on the original Pac Man. So anybody that says like, oh, it's not real Pac Man, if you're a purist, like admittedly, probably I am, it's not trying to be the original Pac Man. In the spirit of what they do over on that mobile app, this is a variation of Pac Man inspired by the original game. And I think that's totally okay. Hey, I really enjoyed those Championship Editions versions of Pac Man that you could play on PC over on consoles. Those also were not technically Pac Man, but they certainly were inspired and give the fun of Pac-Man kind of a modern twist and feel. And like so many of these little units, you could certainly argue that this is not even the exact version that was in the app, because it's kind of watered down for what's available in this hardware. But were it not for this little unit, those versions of this Hello Kitty Loves Pac-Man levels would never be seen or played for anyone. Now I, for one, really appreciate that. Now, you should know that the mazes and maps in here are not unlimited. There are only 9 screens, at which time I think the game actually ends. I didn't show you all that. We didn't play that deep because kind of discovering what's new in this game from the original Pac Man, I think, is part of the fun. But you should have that fun yourself if this at all interests you. So, what about a rating? Well, on the quality, the originality, just kind of the variety available in this little unit, I'm going to give this Hello Kitty Loves Pac Man from Super Impulse 4 tokens out of 5. It's cute, it's enjoyable, and for my money, a welcome addition to my collection of tiny arcade units. Man, I really hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end. If you liked this video, the best way to say thanks is to watch one more. Here are a couple suggestions that you just might enjoy. And if you love our content, maybe consider becoming a Patreon supporter by following the link on screen.
Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be french fries.